everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're doing a Zoom recipe. We are making chicken marsala. And my friends are going to be online with us and we're going to do this all together. Let me give you a description of what we're going to be using. I have chicken breast that I've sliced, but we will pound it together. And then I have extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, the flour that we're going to drench the chicken in, 3 tablespoons of butter that you're going to be using to cook everything in, a small onion, 2 cloves of garlic. I have 16 ounces of mushrooms. You could use less, but I like the extra vegetables. And right here we have the Marsala wine, the broth, and I have the light cream. You could use a heavy cream or a light cream. If you want to cut calories, you could use evaporated milk. So we're going to move right over. No, before we do that, we need to pound the chicken. We'll be right back. Large piece of parchment paper over a cutting board. I'm going to take my first piece of chicken and just cover it with the parchment paper, and I'm going to pound it. What this does is it tenderizes the meat. All right, ladies, are you all tenderizing? Okay. There you go. Well, it's really up, you know, you don't want it paper thin, but you don't want it soft thick either. So now I'm going to go ahead and move the chicken over to my flour. I put a plate with some flour and I'm going to move in with my next piece.
So one second, Alessandra, you
What?
put that with the flour right away?
And the chicken has been pounded. My girlfriends are all on the same time. Their chicken is pounded. I just put it in this larger plate and I will drench it with flour. Now let's move over to the stove because it's gonna move rather quickly with the cooking. I'm gonna add the oil. I have more chicken than the recipe that's posted, so I'm going to be using a little bit of more oil. I'm gonna figure about a tablespoon a person. So here I have 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think 5 is going to be enough. Okay, ladies, put the oil in your skillet. Is the oil nice and hot? Okay, now what you want to do, put some salt on your chicken too. So as you drench it in the flour, it has the salt on it, and we're going to start browning it. Now, as soon as it browns, you take it off the stove because it will finish cooking later. Okay. Also, as the oil is warming up and you start the chicken, maybe it's a good time to wash your mushrooms if you haven't done so already. Raise my flame on high. The oil seems to be ready, so let's put in my first piece of chicken. Perfect. And this is exactly what you want. You want to sear on both sides and seal in the flavor and the juice.
When do we put the garlic?
The garlic, that's later. Just do the chicken in the oil right now. Okay, and let it sear on both sides. I'm gonna put a tablespoon of the butter in now too. I put 4 pieces. Take a look at this. You don't want to overcrowd the chicken because you want to make sure that it's fries and it seals in the juices. If you overcrowd the chicken, that's not going to happen. As soon as the chicken is a golden on both sides, you're going to remove it and put more chicken in. Move quickly because you don't want the butter to burn. So put in, as you take the chicken out, put more chicken in. Don't want the chicken cooked through because it's going to finish cooking later. The chicken is looking great, so it's browning beautifully. This is the second batch and the last. I'm gonna move it all on the side and continue on with the mushrooms. The chicken is all ready. I'm going to add the last 2 tablespoons of the butter in the pan. And once that's, look, you see all the delicious bits at the bottom, that's all flavor. Once the butter is melted, what I will add now is I'm going to add the mushrooms. The recipe calls for about half a pound of the mushrooms. I have a pound here just because I have a lot more chicken. So, but if you're 3-4 people, the half a pound should be enough.
Alessandra?
Yes. Okay, with the mushrooms, sometimes you buy them and you leave them in the fridge and then you just end up throwing them out. So what you could also do is slice them up. Don't really just spray water on them and wipe them with a wet paper towel. Get the dirt off, get the soil off. Slice them and you could just sweat them, and then you could just put them in Ziploc packages in the freezer, and then you always have fresh mushrooms to add to your recipes. We were lucky enough to, my friends and I have the fresh mushrooms. So what I'm doing is I'm just sweating them right in the frying pan, and it's going to take a while because it needs to release its water. Okay. The water's evaporated, the mushrooms are looking great. I just added the onion and I'm going to add the garlic too. Okay, just gonna mince it quickly right over the stove, and it goes in, and let it brown for, I'm gonna say 3-4 minutes. Okay. So as we're sauteing the onions and the garlic, you don't want to burn anything, and you don't want to be stressed either, because the food knows that you're stressed, and the final product is not gonna, it's gonna be a stressed out meal, and the flavors don't combine. Each ingredient you put in as its own, it's almost like a movie. Each character brings something in, and then together they make a great movie. So all these components put together, they make a great meal. So right now, we're just waiting for the onions to brown, not to burn the garlic, just there, enjoy the aroma that's releasing, and just keep stirring. 3/4 of a cup, a cup and a quarter, really doesn't matter. This is Marsala wine, hence where the recipe is called the Marsala chicken. If you don't have a Marsala wine, just use a dry white wine and add a couple tablespoons of brandy. If not, just use a regular white wine. Maybe you want to put a little sugar in, because the Marsala does have sweetness to it. Do I really recommend it? Maybe not. I would just use a white wine. So I'm going to go ahead, higher my flame, because you want to create the extra heat. So ladies, let's put in the Marsala wine. Beautiful. I'm going to put the salt in now, at least as a base. So ladies, maybe put in some salt. Okay, because you wanna, not too much, because you're adding the chicken broth, and that has the salt. Going to add the broth right now. Perfect. Now, the next thing is, once the broth comes to a boil, I'm gonna add the cream in. The cream is going in. Now, don't forget, this is not gonna come together till the chicken is in, because the chicken is what has the flour, and that's gonna be the thickening agent in here. So now, it's still gonna be liquidy, and that's what you want exactly. And now I'm gonna put my chicken back in. I'm gonna layer it piece by piece. Because remember, the chicken is not fully cooked. So it needs to finish cooking in here. Don't be afraid to move it down. Get some of the mushrooms on top. Okay.
I don't even have to do that. My whole chicken are swimming.
Well, it's gonna reduce. You'll see. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna gently move it with my wooden spoon. I wanna move it to the bottom. Okay. Now let's put a lid on it, lower the flame to low, and let it finish cooking. It's literally done. 10 minutes have passed. It's looking fabulous. It's really ready to serve. So I'm gonna shut off the flame and let's do a little taste test. Ready to taste. The girls are all ready with their dinners too. So let me just get a serving spoon and we'll all taste it together. All right, girls, I'm gonna pour my portion. Wow. A meal like this, it's as good as if you were going to a fancy Italian restaurant. Are you ready to taste? I poured my portion. I served my portion, not poured. Okay. Wow. I am going to put, look how tender the chicken is. Just break it with a fork. And I'm gonna grab a mushroom.
We're gonna serve and try.
How is it?
Mine is delicious.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Now, these are the wonderful things in this quarantine. Cooking together, having more time to cook together. We gotta really search for the good things in life because the bad ones are just all around us. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button. Until next time, arrivederci, buon appetito, ciao, ciao, ciao.